no way, women signed off on this campaign. And if they did, I am incredibly disappointed in you. So I'm on my Bumble app right now, and I'm deleting my account, and this is my message to you. Your campaign delegitimizing celibacy is an absolute threat to women's safety, and I will not be using an app that encourages males to be so entitled to my body that they will not respect celibacy during the dating stage.
All right, guys, so you got to react to a interesting story from Bumble. Okay, Bumble is pretty much bleeding money to the point where they hired a new CEO to hopefully turn things around. Okay, so basically that CEO wanted to implement new strategies and new ads in order to attract new subscribers. For example, the old business model for Bumble was the fact that a woman had to reach out to a man first. How dare you tell me to reach out to a man and say hi? Okay, so pretty much Bumble made the adjustments where a man can now approach a woman on the app. Okay, that's number one. Number two, Bumble wanted to put up these billboards that was pretty much saying, hey, be sexually liberated and free. Okay, don't worry about being celibate. Now, you would think that this would be music to a lot of these modern women's ears because they have been kicking and screaming to be sexually liberated and free. The only problem is we're at an all-time high when it comes to gender wars, and there's subsections to the topic. So for example, you have the whole sprinkle movement, you have the 4B movement, as well as the man versus bear movement. Seems like these subsections are the loudest in the room because they're kicking up a storm on TikTok. Take a look.
The Bumble rebrand is confusing me so much. This is not the way to get women who are tired and fed up of dating apps to join the apps. And I'm not one to take things at face value, so I went and tried to do my research and look up how we got to the point where those billboards were ever approved. And I learned more about Bumble's rebrand. They wanted a brand refresh, where they announce and celebrate the fact that they have revamped their app, listening to women's concerns about issues they've had with the app in the past. Like, even in this article, it references how statistics show that women leave the apps because they don't feel safe. It's a safety issue. And while so many dating apps are trying to move away from the reputation of being a hookup app, this is an interesting play for Bumble. None of these advertisements reflect the changes that I believe that women were asking for. I just think it's difficult when the people making these decisions are so far removed from the actual product. Because like this article states, this is the first major project for Lydia Ann Jones. She's the new CEO of Bumble, and the previous CEO of Bumble was Whitney Wolfe Herd. Both of these are fantastic, entrepreneurial, successful professional women, but they are also both two women who are married and who have been married for years. So they don't have that firsthand experience of what the dating apps have been like for women using the apps in the past few years. I looked at the CMO, the Chief Brand Officer of Bumble. When you type in her name on Google, in the drop-down list it says her name wedding is one of the options because she had a fantastic, fabulous wedding. Pictures looked gorgeous, but she's not in the trenches. So I just, anyone in the in-house creative team, are they in the trenches, or were they just going off of focus groups, listening to the feedback and thinking that this was the reaction, because it just didn't work. And again, I only mean this as constructive criticism or constructive feedback, but next time, or when you're thinking about it again, listen to those conversations that are happening on the internet. On TikTok, there was a whole huge conversation about how women are just terrified of men. They would rather be stuck in a forest with a bear than a man, because at least they know what's coming with a bear. I know this is tongue-in-cheek, but you can't start here when you haven't addressed the actual issues that people are talking about. So sorry, Bumble, this was not it. Let's try again. This is only constructive feedback, but you don't think celibacy is the answer. I don't think these ads are the answer. So that's all, but with love.
All right, guys, so there you have it, okay? And, she mentioned safety, and I think safety is a concern But, it's a concern for both sides. Okay. I've heard scenarios where a man would match with a woman only to be set up by multiple people. So I wouldn't say it's a woman thing when it comes to safety. I would say it's a people thing, a human thing. Okay, if you're going to meet somebody on a dating app, a complete stranger, there's always going to be a safety concern. Number two, a lot of these 4B man versus bear movements is pretty much trying to paint a picture that all men are bad and dangerous. Okay, every single man on the street is gonna grab you and throw you in a trunk and kidnap you. Okay, that's not the case. I think it's just more so the culture of what's happening when it comes to dating. Okay, because people don't really even meet people off the street, cold approach face to face. Okay, to cold approach a woman in 2024 is like a foreign concept. Dating apps, it's pretty much the same thing, kind of hit or miss. So I don't think it's a dating app only scenario. I think it's just the culture of dating, period. Okay, there's more division than ever before. All right, guys, let's see what else they have to say. Let's take a look.
But I felt like this brings up some interesting things. First thing is that it is very clear to me that this was motivated by the desire to have more money coming in. Them knowing that their main attraction, who they're trying to attract, is women, they had to quickly try to figure out, okay, how do we get the women back on these apps? Biggest issue came in with them not really understanding why women weren't on the app in the first place. Because I'm pretty sure that they're not tired of making the first move. They're tired of dating apps in general. They're tired of talking to people online. They're tired of not really knowing who these people are. They're tired of getting catfished. Like, there are so many variables when it comes to meeting people online, and people are just tired of it. But because their main goal was to try to get people on the app and not really understand and serve their customers, their clients, this is what happened.
All right, guys, so there you have it. It seems like Bumble was trying to pander to their audience a little bit, not realizing, again, that there's subsections to the conversation. Okay, the more women that are on the platform, the more likely men are going to be drawn to the platform as well. Okay, if you have a bunch of hot women, or at least perceived hot women on the platform, men may join the platform and possibly subscribe to the subscription base, where they're constantly getting money from these men every single month. And clearly they're catching a whole bunch of strays, because this next video they're going to be calling discrimination.
You'll see that there are two billboards for Bumble's new advertisement. One where there's a racially ambiguous woman and it says, "A vow of celibacy is never the answer." And then there's a billboard with an obviously black woman on it, and it says, "You know full well a vow of celibacy is never the answer." The whole campaign is, but even in the campaign, they found a way to make it more bullshit for black women. I think they're preying on what they think is a weakness of, like, the tropes of single black women, or the struggles of single black women, or even statistically, like black women not getting married at as high rates as other races and things like that. And they're trying to prey on what they think are black women's fears. You know full well celibacy is not the answer. I know there was a black person on the marketing team, and you should be ashamed.
Yeah, so there you have it. Okay, they are coming strong for Bumble. Okay, so the next clip is going to be a woman full blown saying that she wants to cancel Bumble. Take a look.
Yo, Bumble, you guys, for real, because are you not aware that you can be a woman who dates males and is still celibate? Or did you just completely skip over that fact? Because right now, this feels like a campaign to encourage rapists. Essentially, what you're saying is, if a male takes us on a date and buys us a dinner, we owe him our body. And if we're celibate, that's not valid. You're delegitimizing our celibacy because you want males to have more access to our bodies. And then you think that we're gonna have a positive reaction to that? You must be out of your damn mind. The fact that y'all have the audacity to push this campaign when there is a literal femicide going on in Congo right now, where women are being kidnapped by the masses and essayed by the soldiers in front of their family members, okay? Women are having to watch their daughters get raped by soldiers, okay? Is that a concept that you guys thought about before you put out this stupid, brainless campaign? I would not be surprised to find out that before they pushed this campaign, they fired a bunch of women from the marketing department. I bet you anything this was a male's idea, and I bet you anything they had to get rid of certain women that worked in the marketing department to be able to push this campaign, because there's no way women signed off on this campaign, and if they did, I am incredibly disappointed in you. So I'm on my Bumble app right now, and I'm deleting my account, and this is my message to you. Your campaign delegitimizing celibacy is an absolute threat to women's safety, and I will not be using an app that encourages males to be so entitled to my body that they will not respect celibacy during the dating stage.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Okay, modern women are melting down over this Bumble scenario. I'm not too sure how she got Congo in the conversation, but I mean, listen, Bumble is a business. Okay, they care about dollars and cents, and they want to attract as many clients and customers as possible to the platform. If that includes pandering to women, that's what they're going to do. It seems like they pandered in the wrong way because, again, it doesn't seem like they're hip to what's happening in the gender war. And the other thing to take into consideration, not realizing that the CEO of Bumble is a woman. Okay, she was put there to turn Bumble around. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section. Go ahead and provide me some feedback, and until next time.